so the story of Gunslingers started after I'd done Dead Man's Hand, and Lionsgate, the CEO of Lionsgate, came to me and asked, "Let's do another Western." And we started developing, ideas and themes. And I had been working with another couple, Don and Alan Burstein, and so we started working on thematic elements and started talking about films that we liked from westerns. And it wasn't just American cinema. There was some Asian cinema in there, and we really flushed out kind of the thematic elements. And I was very staunch about this being a classic Western, kind of an homage to spaghetti Westerns, to the Eastwood Westerns, to the Django Westerns, so things like that, to where we have some cool, some cool homage paybacks to classic Westerns. So that's where it came from. I grew up watching westerns. So as a kid, I was watching, Pancho Villa and Little House on the Prairie and Kung Fu, which is a western. So I was watching all these things and as a kid and just loved the western genre, and especially all the Eastwood westerns and things like that. My dad loved those. So when the opportunity arose to actually make my own western, it was a dream come true, because I can actually make something that I enjoyed as a kid, make a film that I enjoy to watch, that I would pick off the shelf of my, and I think that's the key as a filmmaker, is to make films that, as filmmakers, if I went to the movie store, I would pick it up off the shelf. And so that's where my love of westerns comes from. Yeah, I mean the whole slew of classic westerns, from Town Black, Unforgiven, Good, Bad, and the Ugly. A lot of the anything Sergio Leone was definitely an influence, and that's where I'm trying to pay homage to, is in the shooting style and the bleakness and the storytelling, the good guys that are bad and the bad guys good, those kind of things. Those are all things that are definitely part of this. You know, all those westerns, those classic westerns, definitely lend to this film. Um, I mean, amazing. Every single cast member is just phenomenal, and in their own right, a superstar. And every single one of them has their own unique talents and abilities, and so I tend to like gravitate towards characters, and so allowing them to create these characters and then perform them for us and do these things, or just build, is fantastic, and what was an absolute blessing to have all of them on this cast, because as a director you don't always get the opportunity. And so I like to um, surround myself with actors whom are just top notch, and then use them again and again because I can trust them. At first, I wasn't so convinced it was the perfect backdrop. It was a dusty western I had initially written, and then, um, there wasn't. We were having some issues with New Mexico, and then it wasn't. The tax credit's not exactly where it was supposed to be, and then we started looking at Arizona, and their tax credit isn't quite there yet, and so we were struggling with a place to shoot this thing, and finding the right look. And I talked to the film commissioner, the Southern Film Commissioner of Kentucky, and she's like, "Hey, I have an old West town right next to where I live. It's totally shut down. You could totally take it over." She started showing me pictures, and the bleakness that I saw was very intriguing. And so we flew out there, Randall Battenkoff and I and Scott Reed, the producers, we all flew out there and because we wanted to see what it looked like. We weren't all convinced. And when we got there and I started taking pictures with my camera of the trees and how they were, it was like, yeah, this is phenomenal. The bleakness is going to lend a totally different feel to this Western than people have seen before. So it definitely took a little convincing and a little research, but once we were there and saw what it looked like, it was pretty amazing. I hope they watch out, excuse me. I hope they walk out feeling absolutely, entertained. They had a fun time. It was a fun ride. Yeah, as a filmmaker, it's for unfortunately, we've set up this system to where you have a lot of internet bullies that go on and just kind of think it's cool to make people feel bad, and so it's important that if you do enjoy a film and you walk out and you have that smile that you share your opinion because I think a lot of filmmakers don't get the kudos that they deserve because their films get seen by in my case millions of viewers, but then there's the small 2% that actually go online and talk all sorts of trash, and and so it's great, if you do walk out and you had fun and you're smiling and it was a good time, share it with other people and let people know that, hey, this is a fun ride, and that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, we didn't have the time or the budget to go out and make some studio epic Marvel movie. This is not gunning for the Academy Awards. This is a film that, we put our heart and soul into with the money and time we had, and I hope you enjoy every minute of it and laugh and maybe cry and have a good time and escape reality for a couple hours. And then if you did, please share. So I don't know what else I want. Watch it April 11th. Lionsgate rocks. I don't know. It's a super fun quirky western with some great characters, and Cage is phenomenal in it. Dorff is phenomenal. Graham, we've got some awesome stars. Jeremy Jackson, Lori Love. I mean, we just got this great cast, and so please give it a few minutes.